Hi guys, welcome to Croagh, the holiest mountain in all of Ireland. It's actually outside of Galway where I'm staying, about an hour and a half drive in County Mayo. I've been in Galway the past 2 nights, so I'll catch you up real quick on the past few days. So first day just spent after I got in, just going around the city. I actually met up with, coincidentally, one of the couch surfers I had met when I was in Dublin, arrived just the night before in Galway. So we met up, hung out in the city, just kind of walked around. Again, another really cute city as usual. There's a nice place also, which I like, along the water you can walk around. And later I actually found someone had set up a slack line, which is awesome. So I got to do that for a bit. First time in Ireland. It's been a while actually since I've done it. I think last in Denmark maybe? I don't know, it's been a while. So anyways, that day was good. Again, just checking out the town mostly. And then the next day actually ended up going to the Aran Islands, which I missed last time I was here just because I didn't have enough time. So I'm glad I got to check that out. Basically, we took about an hour bus ride to Rossville, I want to say. And then from there you can take the ferry to the islands. There's 3 islands, I believe. We went to the biggest one, Inishmore. And so basically went over there by the ferry and then rented bikes. And this island, even though it's the biggest island, there's not many cars on it, just the people that live there. But you're not allowed to bring cars to the island or anything like that. So a lot of people, or at least visitors, will bike around. You can also go on one of the buses or do a tour or do a horse and buggy ride. So there's different spots you can check out around the island, which we saw some of. We didn't make it to all of them, but it was cool to check out. We stopped by this beach where they had it's interesting, all over the island there's these stone walls basically, which I've seen before, which I actually heard recently when I was in Killarney, that someone said they learned the reason why they're all over the place is basically because there were rocks everywhere, all over the ground. You can actually see that here. I'll show you in a bit. But so they were just trying to move them out of the way so that for the sheep and cattle and whatever they could graze, basically, because there's so many rocks in the way. And so they just built walls with them basically. So you see these in a lot of places. And so we hung out by this beach for a while. There were some more berries over there which we ate, which were pretty good. There was also a seal colony place you could stop by, see some seals. Not a ton, but there were some out there. And then this other place called Seven Churches, where it's a cemetery, but they have an old church there. Anyways, so pretty much just exploring the island. We actually biked to the very end, the very tip of the island, so you can see another beach there. It's literally the road just ends, so that's cool. And also all around the island, and more certain areas than others, especially at the very end, there's a lot of limestone. So this reminded me a lot of the Burn when I was there last time. There's limestone everywhere, all over the grass. So that was quite the adventure. It didn't in the beginning, but it ended up raining most of the time actually. So even though it wasn't, which I've noticed here, at least while I've been here, usually when it rains it's a light rain and it's on and off, not pouring. Although by the end we were soaked. So anyways, biked around, got really wet in the rain eventually. And then later we went to this shop they have in Aran Sweater Market / museum. And so this island's actually really famous for the wool. The wool from this island, the sheep over there. Apparently, this video that I was watching in the store, they're internationally famous for this wool, which I had never heard about before coming to Ireland, but that's what they said. So it's supposed to be really, really good quality wool. And they have this one place, another shop nearby too, but with literally just a store full of sweaters. A lot of nice ones too. If I wasn't doing a world trip, I'd definitely get one, but they're pricey, so I'm saving my money. Anyway, so we checked out the shop, decided not to, we missed a few spots on the way back. We didn't really see where they were, signs for them or anything. And then by the time we got back to the shop and we're all sopping wet pretty much and cold, we were like, okay, I think we're good, and didn't go to the other side, the other tip of the island, but we'll have to come back one day and check out the rest. So we ended up just hanging out at a pub the rest of the day, or the rest of the afternoon until the last ferry took us back, and had a Bailey's there, which I hadn't had since I've been in Ireland, but Bailey's is Irish, and I like totally forgot about that, so had to have one while I was here. And then today, I've been doing this hike. Ooh, the sun's like trying to peek through. So, this hike is 2,507 feet tall to the top, which is, what was it? I forget how many meters. But, like I said, the holiest mountain in all of Ireland. And as the story goes, in 441 AD, St. Patrick fasted here for 40 days. And so a lot of people actually do a pilgrimage here. The last Sunday of July, like thousands, I think they said 25,000 I read, people do pilgrimage up here. So, anyways, pretty popular spot. And back in the day, they said like people would come up here to celebrate the harvest. I think the beginning of the harvest is what I read. So, I think that's pretty much the story behind this mountain. The hike was about an hour and a half, coming up here with stops, relatively steep and a lot of rocks, so just takes some time like stepping all around the rocks, trying not to slip, so it'll be an interesting way down. I'm sure it'll be faster, but maybe a bit more slippery. Unfortunately, it's really foggy up here, so can't see the view, which from what I saw in pictures looks pretty amazing. You can see like all these little islands below in the water, but luckily at least on the hike up got some of the view, and that was really pretty. So I'll show you what you can see, although not much, but actually, of course it's hard to see, a church right there in the distance. That was St. Patrick. Ooh, you can start to see a little bit of the view here, not very much, but I'll try to show you. You can see like all those little islands. Pretty cool. I'm glad it's slightly clearing up, although not much. And I think I saw like a sheep at the top over here somewhere. Pretty cool, huh? I'm glad I'm starting to see some of it at least. And yeah, that's about it. Can't see much that way. So that's pretty much it. I think on the way back we're gonna go to Connemara, I want to say is the name of this place, somewhere else in the mountains. Maybe stop by the pub at the end, at the bottom, and then tomorrow morning I'm actually flying out to Mallorca, Spain. So I'll fill you in if anything else happens the rest of the day. Oh, another thing I heard or learned, another word they use here a lot is sound, which is kind of like, in a way, we like say sounds good, but they just say sound. And I also learned that to be considered a city in Ireland, you have to have a cathedral. So there's another interesting point. Anyways, I'll fill you guys in later on anything new, and I will talk to you guys from Mallorca. Bye.